I'm Pat Miller, and on this episode of the Professional Photographer Podcast, I sit down with Santiago Lyon to talk about the Content Authenticity Initiative and what it means for you.
I mean, when you think about it, here we are starting 2025, and there's pretty much zero empirical evidence about the origins of anything that we consume online. And so we make a lot of assumptions based on trust, habit, hearsay, rumor, gossip, etc. And sometimes those assumptions serve us well. But of course, the great disruptor over the last couple of years has been the advent of generative AI, where it's possible to create images and video with a few clicks of the keyboard. And that produces what some people refer to as the liar's dividend. In other words, the dividend for misleading somebody is that it calls everything into question. And so, broadly speaking, we think that it's really important to understand the origins of what we're looking at, to understand how things might have been manipulated, and with that information, make a better informed decision about whether to trust things or not. The Content Authenticity Initiative was kicked off in late 2019 by Adobe and was announced together with the New York Times Company and Twitter at that time, really focused on the provenance of digital files. And so the initiative started off as an effort by those three companies to establish a movement, if you like, that could address this area of digital provenance, the origins of digital files and what changes might have been made to them. So that was late 2019. In early 2020, we had our first gathering of probably 150 people from various fields, technology, human rights, academia, etc., looking at the problems of digital manipulation as it relates to mis and disinformation and other areas. And the first area we looked at was the area of detection. You know, could we rely on detection tools to analyze suspect files? And while detection is certainly useful on an ad hoc basis, what we realized was that it's not really scalable. And it's also not particularly accurate, at least in its current form. The Content Authenticity Initiative is a movement of now almost 4,500 members seeking to accelerate implementation of that C2PA standard around provenance. And we do that in a couple of different ways. We build open source tools to make it easier for people to implement the C2PA standard. We also do a lot of community and advocacy and outreach events to raise awareness